Good morning, everyone. Oh, nearly didn't make it. Rushing around for you. Um, well, trying to see what was left in the world, really, for all these lovely things that John was showing on Hochanda yesterday and again today. But from my point of view, they are completely sold out. So I'm glad if you were able to get them yesterday. That you have been able to, but this is the Mayfield die, and that's what I'm going to be working with today. I've also got some stitched dot nesting squares in there as well, because I wanted to do it a bit different. There are so many different ways, and if you have watched the shows, do have a look, because the samples, or look on John's page, the samples are fantastic of all the angels have done, and they all look so different depending on what colorway you want to do it, depending on whether you've got a border or not a border, a square box or not a square box. So I am going to go with a way a way of what I've done here. So in the pack you get a outside die, so you get that very thin square die, and it's about 5 inches. Then you've got the inner one, then an inner outer and then another little lacy part there, and then you've got a circle, a stitched circle, then you've got, I'm not sure what they'd call that, but sort of a flowery type of thing, then a smaller flower, and then a centerpiece as well. So there's a massive amount of dies and cutting things in there and giving it all sorts of different ideas. So as I said, I'm teaming it with the stitch dot nesting squares. Some of the nesting shapes are around, but the plain ones are just like hen's teeth at the moment. And I have noticed that you've started your own list, of which I have made notice of. If you're waiting for the plain nesting squares, I'm hoping that they will be in very soon. They are on a boat in the English Channel waiting to dock, so hopefully they won't be very long before we get them. So that will be good. So I've also teamed it with some card for you for today. So this is the offer that I've got for you on the card, and I've teamed it with, hope you can see, you probably can't see all that well, so it's my light in here isn't all that good, I'm afraid. I have teamed it with some metallic linen and some linen. So I have got copper linen, I've then got the pale pink linen card, and then I've got gold linen, and teamed that with champagne linen card. Sorry, did I say gold linen? It should have been gold metallic. So those two are coated, and they absolutely gorgeous because they're a matte finish, which I think is lovely. Sometimes you don't really want shiny in your face, and those two obviously are the beautiful linen card. So I have teamed them up as a pack, and they are available over on the website maximumcrafts.com in the Facebook Live section if you would like them. I do apologise, because I thought that I would still have some of these left, but I'm afraid I haven't, and I have checked and they are out of stock, and that is it with those. So I have prepared a little bit earlier. I wanted to show you different ways and different things that you could do. So I just want to show you just what I did with the gold version. So let's just put that to one side for the minute. So this is with the champagne card and then the gold metallic linen. And I thought I'd do it that way around for that one. I will finish them off, and I will put them all on the website for you, Facebook page for you. But this is just to show you the different ways that you could do. So this is doing the metallic on the outside, on the prettier part. And maybe with this one, I won't be putting any ribbon on, because that could work on its own. But I thought I'd do one with the ribbon, because these little slots here really lend themselves. And again, if you manage to catch hold of any of the shows, you'll see that just by doing a different pattern there, they can look so different as well. So that is the champagne and the gold. But I thought that I would go with the pink. Whoops. hold on, the pink version. So this is the very, very pale pink. It's called light pink. It's a beautiful dye, isn't it? So to achieve this, I simply used the outer edge there, the outer one. Then I used the actual ribbon part of it, if we can call it that, the ribbon part, and the center part there. So all three were put through the die cutting machine all together, and that came out with this beautiful pattern there. Okay, so we have used all of those. Let's pop that to one side. So then I used my large stitch dot square. It isn't the largest one, but it's to fit in a 6x6 card, because I don't see 6x6 cards very often, and I thought I would. So this is what I've got here. This is a scalloped 6x6 card, and that size fits in there just about right, which I think looks quite nice. And then that is going to fit on there like that. Now I've got lots of combinations here going on, so you can do this in any shape or form, but this is the one that I'm going to do. So I want to have a bigger border around there. So that is my centerpiece there, but it will virtually all be covered. So I'm not worried about that. So I'm going to pop that to one side and come back to that one. And I'm going to get my sheet of beautiful copper card. Love it. Really, really pretty. And I'm going to take my largest die like that, and I'm going to pop that into position, and I'm going to pop that through my machine. So it's my largest die from the Mayfield set that I'm going to pop in. And as I said, if you have got the square box die, square seam box die, oh, what a mouthful, this works beautifully, but again, I'm afraid that is out of stock. It seems to be the story of my life at the moment. So many things out of stock. But yeah, there you go. I have a huge delivery coming today of all your lovely bits and pieces. So all the post will be going off today for you. Still waiting for the extra gnomes to come in, I'm afraid. So for those of you that have pre-ordered the little gnomes, they will be, I'm afraid, a little bit longer. I'm told next week. I was told today, but that appears to not be the case anymore, I'm afraid. So, but they will be safe for you. So I'm then going to place that exactly over the top, and then I'm going to take my smaller, it just fits inside there, stitch dot press cut one, and I'm just going to tape that into place. I think that's about right. So then I'm giving myself a frame, but I wanted to use a slightly different frame by incorporating the two here. Just pop that through my machine. So it's really a case of you can build this one up to all sorts of different ways that you might want to. So let's just, now all bits on this can be used as we go. I have pre-cut, but they can be used as they go. So I've got a stitched inner and just a plain outer, because that's going to be covered like that. So that's just going to give me that pretty little stitched like that design inside, which I think is really rather nice. And it is going to go onto my base like so, like that. So that will show through, but we've got a different piece to put in the center here. So we're building this one up. So I have also cut, using my outer piece, another pink piece. Okay, so I'm now going to take my inner very, very detailed die, and I'm going to use this as a guideline to make sure that I've got it as central as I wish to have it. So that fits exactly over it. Oh, that was pretty good going, wasn't it? And that is going to go into the center there like that. So again, tape that one down. And I am actually going to put on top of that one of my metal shims, although it works really well, and I'm going to pop it through that way through the machine, not that way. It's going to go through diagonally like that. I still will put it over because it's very intricate and I just want to make sure that it all comes out nicely. They do cut beautifully anyway, but with such tiny little dots and so much detail to it. I'll show you in a second and you'll see what I mean. You can see there, so much detail, isn't there? But that obviously is the back. And lots of bits to be poked out of there. But we'll do that later. So you can see that's really pretty. Very, very lacy effect. Lovely, isn't it? Lots of detail on that one. So let me show you how this is going to go. We're building up this layer. So that's going to go directly onto there. That's onto my card base. Then that's going to go on there. And we know they're all going to be lined up because they're all cut from exactly the same die. So that one's going to go on top of there. And then that one on top of there. So it gives you that really, I haven't got it straight just at the moment, but you can see now we're getting that really layered effect. Okay, so it has to be, we have to pop a little bit of ribbon through this, don't we? So let me just do that. So I have chosen, she says, oh, what have I done with it then? Oh, goodness me. Well, I have chosen it. Oh, there it is. It's hiding under a piece of card. I've chosen a very, very pale pink ribbon. Cheap as chips. I just got it from eBay. Roll like that, about £2. And it is, I think, 7mm. Let me just check. Yeah, 7mm in width. So if you've got a smaller one than that, that will be fine as well. So I'm going to use John's trick, which is getting a piece of ordinary sellotape and then wrapping that around my bit of ribbon. I've already tried other sellotapes, so to save you wasting your time, I recommend you just use ordinary sellotape. And then, having popped the sellotape round it at an angle, just chop that off. So you've then got a pointed bit to be able to thread through here. Works beautifully like that. Do you like my new scissors? I'm liking these new scissors. So now it has got a right and a wrong way. So I'm going to start from the back and I'm going to come up there. Now you do need to pull it through quite a bit. Because if you don't, you will run out of your ribbon, and you've got it. Once you start going around the corners, you've got a lot of ribbon to thread through. So a little bit time consuming, so bear with me for this. But as we said, you could do this in all sorts of different patterns. You could miss one, you can knit one, purl one. But the beauty of it is if you keep it flat, you can also see the ribbon Can you see the ribbon from behind as well? Now I'm actually going for a very soft look here. So I've chosen, as I said, the same colour pink ribbon really as the ribbon that, as the colour of the card, because I think it looks a really pretty colour. But you could go for a different corresponding colour. If you could get a copper colour, that would look lovely. And I'm going to miss entirely the rose, or sorry, rose, the little flower in the corner. I'm not going to do that bit. Okay, so then I'm going to come from behind and I'm going to try not to twist it. She says, famous last words. Yeah, I twisted it, didn't I? That's better, so that it comes like that at the back, and then you'll be able to see the copper through it in a minute, but you won't be able to see the ribbon on just on the corner pieces. So let me just do that. So did you manage to get your Mayfield die yesterday? I hope you did, whether it was on Hochandra or with me. I hope you did manage to get it. Unfortunately, we didn't get the corners. Trade didn't get the corners for some reason. So unfortunately, but there's hope that we might be able to get something like that coming soon. Well, soon coming. I wouldn't say soon. Just at the moment, the post for both trade and for ourselves, you know, just ordinarily seems to be completely up the creek wherever you go, and does seem to be a major issue for us all. There's a lot of stuff just waiting to be delivered that's got to clear customs and goodness knows what. So whilst I'm doing this, had a phone call from a dad. We'll have a natter, shall we? Had a phone call from a dad this morning, and he's still in agony with his tooth. Oh dear, I did hope that it would have calmed down a bit now. But unfortunately it doesn't appear to have done. So persuaded him that we will give it one more day just in case, and then I will phone up the dentist again to see if they can't help, because otherwise it's coming up to the weekend again. And it's such a nuisance. But his operation wound and everything, because I'm sure you wanted to know this, that is doing really well. And so at least that's one thing not to worry about. But it's such a nuisance with tooth problem, isn't it? So you can see, I think, hopefully, that by putting the sellotape on that end there, that it is much easier to try and thread this through rather than having a cut piece of ribbon, because it starts to fray. I'm sure you've had that in the past, that as you start to move it, it does start to fray. It doesn't start off with, but gradually it frays. Nearly there. Nearly there before you've all nodded off. Just so pretty though. So pretty. I'm going to go around the next corner. I don't know whether I bother to see if I can stop it twisting it by whichever means I decide to put it in, do you? Because I probably will twist it anyway, won't I? But fortunately, it's only a little wriggle. That's better. On the home stretch. So you could pop a bow into this when you finished. I've some of my samples had bows and some haven't bows. I will not put bows on here for this one, but you could do such a thing. Hold on, wants to twist a little bit. Come on, come to mummy. That's better. Thank you. See, I'm talking to ribbon now. There's no hope really, is there? Oh, couldn't get it through there. So, but the combinations of these are just really lovely. And as I've chosen the card combinations for you today. I thought that that might be something that not necessarily just doing this die set with, but for another, without you having to think about it much, that this lovely, lovely pale pink goes so well with the copper. And although there is a rose gold as well, I think it actually complements the copper better. The rose gold is not quite the same. It's too similar, and it needed to complement it rather than not. There we go. So all the way around now with that beautiful soft little ribbon, which, as I said, is exactly the same size, but it just gives it a beautifully, the same size, same colour, but it just gives it a beautiful soft finish. So to finish it off on the back, I'm just going to pop some sellotape on it, really. So I'm just going to use my posh new scissors and cut that and cut that. So I take that out of the persuasion there, and then just going to use a bit of my, excuse my hand going in, a bit of my double-sided tape. So I'm just going to thread that over the back. Whoops. Just to make sure that that stays down. And the same on that side, because I'm going to be sticking that all down anyway. So, as we said, there's our beautiful front. Now that is going to go directly onto my copper piece there. Now, because it is bumpy lumpy, I am going to put double-sided tape all the way around now, because otherwise it won't stick quite so well. So I'm just going to take a piece of double-sided tape, and I'm going to go from end to end. Oops. Should not have cut that quite so long. Turn that round. Needs to be the size of the piece of card, really, does it not? It does. Turn that round there. That round there. Obviously, if I hadn't have put ribbon on, it would be an easier thing to stick down. You can put it ordinarily down, and if you don't want to stick the ribbon down, it's, if you're showing a colour behind it, it looks beautiful anyway. But don't forget that because we have cut exactly the same size out at the back, that will sit exactly on there, coming down both sides, exactly onto there, like that. And I'm gonna now I put it on a bit skew with. So you'll have to put it on beautifully, which I'm sure you will. And that is annoying me. Hold on. It's annoying me, and I hope I don't mess it all up now, because it's annoying me. I can't have it. I can put up with some bits that look wrong, but that looked very wrong. And so, oh, torn the paper. Right. The reason being that I didn't check, did I? Now, let's get these bits to sit down again properly. Sit down. Behave, children. That's better. Now, let's just hover it above first and see if I've got it round the right way this time, which I have now. See? That's what I should have done. Just make it a bit more difficult for myself, don't I? If in doubt, cut it out. No, I shouldn't really say that. Now I'm going to need a little bit more sellotape down that side, I think, because it's got to go on that way. So that bit has now no longer got sellotape on. Talk amongst yourselves. My fault for not checking. Should have checked. That's better. Even though it is just a square, and you would have thought a square is a square is a square, didn't just match properly. That's much better. Now I've got an even piece all the way around. Oh, thank goodness for that, everybody says. Right, let's put this gorgeous creation together. So my card base, and I'm just going to stick my piece of rose gold, copper gold, get it right in a minute, onto my base there. That has got that very, very pretty edge as well. So you've got the nice pretty edge of the card and the pretty edge of the stitch square as well. So then goes my next base. I don't have to worry about getting glue into all those intricate pieces because I've got enough around the edges there. And that's going to be in the center. You do need a little bit more grab time when you're sticking onto either mirror card or this linen card because it's got a smooth, shiny surface. So it just needs a little bit extra time to go there. And then onto the back of this one, I'm going to pop some foam because I want it to stand out. But again, you could do this and not put foam on, and it can be quite a flat card, but can look as if it has got quite a depth to it. So again, it's really a very versatile die set. So let's just take all that foam off. So again, you could have just done the out of this frame edge like that, but you do need really, if you're going to put foam, you need something to sit it on with. So that is going to go directly onto my base that I've already stuck down, my pink base there, because we know that that is in exactly the right place. And that goes down there like that. You can see that. And then I'd already cut out some little middle bits here. Let me just take them. So I've already cut out from my circle with the little stitches a centerpiece that's going to go on in there. That's going to go down there, and that will give you a lovely little border again all the way round. I'm then going to take my next one down. So I've got two sort of little florally bits here, one slightly bigger than the other. So I'm going to go for the next size down, the bigger one of those two. And I've got a bit of pink left over, so I'm just going to pop that in my machine and run that through. So it's keeping the same colours, keeping them the whole way through. Just noticed yours. So we're talking about teeth. Yeah, Dad's tooth is actually broken. And because I think they would ordinarily have just taken it out for him, but because it's COVID and all the rest of it, unfortunately, that isn't something that they want to do for him. Well, they are going to do, but not just yet, which is a nuisance. Right, okay, so we have then got our little Mandela style. I think this was almost a Mandela bit, wasn't it? So I'm just going to pop that in. Yeah, double-sided tape. I would use the power tape on it because that is really very, very good. But the one that I was using then, which is a Scotch one, it's just, I just thought that you would not want to, well, as I fuffed it up, you did get to see me fiddle, but I just thought that it would be easier than watching me pick all the bits off. But there you go. So let me just try and get that. Let me do one thing right this morning and get that right. There. So I've got my lovely little Mandela-y type of thing there. And then that is going to go into the centre, and I think that I will just stick that straight down, as opposed to, I could put foam, and as I said, it's all so many different bits and pieces that you could use. It really is a lovely die. Just whoops, keep that in the centre there. Isn't it pretty? And it could really be for any occasion, couldn't it? You can put your sentiment. Your sentiment could have gone in the centre quite nicely there. Some of the samples I did had the sentiments in the centre, but sometimes you like a nice little card. It can stand up there like that, so that you've got that way round. Just pretty. And then, as I said, you could also do it this way round, so that instead of on the metallic, have the metallic on the linen card, which again gives another very different look. And this one would be beautiful for sort of gold weddings and all that sort of thing as well. So lots of different mix and match styles there. So let me look what else you're talking about. Yeah, my dad's tooth. Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah, I know, that's the trouble, isn't it, with the dentist? Well, they're not going to be using the drill. They are going to be taking it out, but not for a little while, unfortunately. So just need that to calm down for them in a minute. I trialed my scissors, and I am going to be getting them because I did like them. They are very, very sharp at the points, which is what it was all about. And I've seen a lot of people use the tonic ones, I think, or the Tim Holtz ones, and these are the Fiskars. So I thought I need some of them in my life, and I tried them. So I will be getting hold of some of those as well, and they will be on the website. What else are you saying? You like the card, so that's good. Oh, Jeanette has already been to the dentist. Oh, yeah, I don't even want to go to the dentist. It's not that I don't want to take him or anything like that. It's that I don't, because I'm not allowed in there with him anyway, but it's just, don't want to go to places like that at the moment, or anywhere really, anywhere much, to be honest. Quite happy just here at the moment. I digress. We don't want to talk about toothache, do we really? So, the beautiful Mandela. I do hope you managed to get hold of yours. And even if you didn't, the card that I have that's available on the website is a beautiful combination for any time. I do hope that when I take a photograph of it shortly, it will actually show up a bit better than it does here, because in real life, it's such a pretty combination, and it possibly looks quite nice for you as well, but it doesn't look quite as good as I can see on my camera there. So I'm hoping that when I show you the picture, you will say, oh yeah, that looks nice. So there you go. So, oh my goodness. Oh gosh, do you know, if you've got to go and have anything like that done now, those poor people that have to work in all that equipment, oh my goodness. Talking about the dentist again. So you don't want to hear about the dentist. Thank you. Thank you for joining me today. And I will be back, let me tell you, I will be back on Friday morning, usual time of a Friday being 10 o'clock, with Fancy Friday, whatever I fancy showing you. Loads of new stuff now to show you. It's all coming through thick and fast. And then I'll be back on this coming Sunday as well with the Sunday special. Workshops, there are a few places that I've managed to sort of get the equipment for, so I will be putting them online. I'm sorry that I keep saying that I will and then I won't, and I know I've got some people to get back to that have been asking, so I will be doing that as well. I think that's about it for news. So I do hope you can join me on Friday. In the meantime, have a great day. I'm going to go and pack all your lovely orders to go off today, if you managed to get hold of this yesterday. And take care. Be good. See you then. Bye.